Every homeowner loves something about his or her home, right? Some homeowners love the marble tiles. Some homeowners love their kitchens. Some love the fancy jacuzzi in the bathroom. Some homeowners just love the curb appeal. They love their yard space. Every homeowner loves something about his or her home. Now, there's one thing that every single homeowner loves in common. One thing that every single homeowner loves in common. You know what that thing is? That thing is called equity. Yes, every single homeowner loves his or her equity. Equity is paramount above everything else. Above the jacuzzi, above the furniture, above the yard space, above all the fancy stuff in the house. Equity is number one. So what is home equity? To put it simple, home equity is the portion of the total value of the property that belongs to you. In many respects, home equity is the opposite of debt. The debt is what you still have to pay back. Well, the home equity is what belongs to you. It's the portion of the property that is yours. No one else can claim that portion. Home equity is the dollar value you own in your property. Now, when does your home equity come to life, or when does your home equity begin? Your home equity begins the very moment you make that first down payment on that property, when you're buying that property. So, if you see a property that you like and the property costs $300,000, another simple round number, and you make a deposit of $20,000, that simply means you're starting off the ownership process with an equity amount of $20,000. So whatever amount you're putting down initially as your down payment, that's going to be your initial equity in the property. Therefore, if you decide to sell that property the next month, you can at least be assured that you're going to walk away with $20,000, that $20,000 that you put in initially as your down payment. How do you increase your home equity? Well, you can increase your home equity by doing three things. The first thing you can do is A, pay your monthly mortgage. Now, every single time you pay your monthly mortgage, a portion of that payment goes towards paying down your principal. Now, the portion that goes towards paying down your principal gets applied as equity. So if you're making a monthly payment and you're paying $500 towards your principal, that means every single month you're increasing your home equity by $500. Pretty straight and simple. Now, another way to increase your home equity is to make improvements on your home. So if you make, say for example, $50,000 worth of improvements on your home by including a nice new room off the side of the house and a brand new kitchen, let's say for example, or a deck or a patio. So you're making that $50,000 improvement, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're increasing your home equity by $50,000. So that $50,000 of work and improvement will probably garner you an extra $20,000, probably $30,000 as far as your home equity is concerned. Another way equity increases is through the natural increase in property value that takes place. That natural increase in your property value will add to your equity on a yearly basis. So sometimes you have to do active work, but sometimes you can just live in a town that's a desirous town, a town that people want to live in, and you will see a gradual and a natural increase in your home equity because your property values will be going up yearly. It won't go up drastically, but it will be creeping up little by little by little by small percentages. But still, that's putting substance and that's putting more meat towards your home equity. And that's a good thing for you because you're not necessarily doing anything actively. You just own the house in a nice area and that's it. So know this. Just as though your home equity can increase, your home equity can also decrease. Now, as I said, home equity increases when you make improvements with the natural increase in property value that takes place in some areas over other areas. Home equity also increases as you pay down your mortgage. Now, home equity can decrease in lots of ways. And one of the primary ways in which home equity decreases is this. If you leave your house unmaintained and the house starts to deteriorate, The process of deterioration takes away a value from a home. And if value is going down, guess what? Your home equity is also going down. So this is why it's important when you're a home buyer to pay attention to the areas in which you're buying your home. So if you're buying a property in an area that seems to have a downward trend as far as property value is concerned, you can be assured that your home equity will decrease. Say for example, if you have a home equity of 50,000 and then you notice that in the community all the houses start to fall into disrepair, all the houses start getting crappy, working people start moving out of the neighborhood and so on and so forth, then guess what? Your home equity is going to go down because your home value, your house itself does not fully determine your home value. One of the important things that determines your home value is what's going on in your direct community, what's going on in your neighborhood. So if all the houses in your neighborhood starts falling apart and starts crumbling through deterioration and so on and so forth and through vandalism and things of that nature, then guess what? It's going to affect your property value. And once as your property value is affected by what's going on the outside, your home equity is going to be affected. So it's important to maintain your property. Take care of your property. Pay your mortgage. Do the things that build equity. Focus on the things that build equity. So now we know that equity is the dollar value you own in the property. Now we have to think about this. How can you access your home equity? How can you get some of that money out of your home? Well, you can do a number of things. You can access your home equity or liquefy your home equity by selling the house. That's the first thing. So when you sell the house, and say for example you owe a balance on the house, when you sell the house, that balance, when you get that money to you from the sale, you have to cover your balance that you owe the bank. So the bank will get that portion of the money. The remaining portion will go to you, and that's your equity. So that's one way of accessing or liquefying your equity, and that's by the selling process, by selling your house. Now, the other way to liquefy your home equity is by doing a cashback refinance. That's one way. The other way is by opening a home equity line of credit, or the other way, which is getting a home equity loan. So these are the four ways. So the four ways to liquefy your home equity is by A, selling, B, home equity loan, C, home equity line of credit, D, cashback refinance. So in conclusion, home equity is something that is beloved by every single homeowner. Homeowners love home equity because that's the money value that they can get out of the property. That's the money value that belongs to them as the homeowner. Now, another thing you have to remember is that home equity begins when you make your initial down payment on the property. You can also increase your home equity by simply paying your mortgage, by making improvements on your home, and through the natural property value increase that takes place over a period of time. Of course, all depending on if you're in a neighborhood that is a high demand neighborhood, a neighborhood in which people want to live, a neighborhood that is good enough to where property value in that area just goes up naturally by certain percentages per year. Another thing to remember is that just as our home equity can increase, home equity can also decrease, and it can be decreased through the house just falling into disrepair and the house just falling to pieces over time and not being taken care of, or if the neighborhood where the house is located is falling to pieces. So we have to remember these things. And also you can access your home equity by doing a few things: by A, selling the property, B, getting a home equity loan, C, getting a home equity line of credit, or D, doing a cash out refinance. So these are key things we have to pay attention to as homeowners. Know your equity, and you can figure out your equity by simply doing a simple arithmetic. All you have to do is minus the amount of money you own the property from the actual property value, and The difference or the remainder that you'll get will be the home equity. Simple subtraction, simple calculation. So home equity is key. Home equity is valuable. So if you're a homeowner, keep doing all you can to increase your home equity. Keep doing all you can to maintain your home equity. Because that's what it's all about. We're in the house owning business, not to lose but to win. And your home equity is where it's at. So anyway, again, my name is Ian Robinson, and I hope that I helped you to gain a better understanding of home equity. And peace out. All the best.